What is up, everybody? It is your boy Farai. Thank you once again for tuning into another video. Shout out notification squad, comment below and tell me if you're there. So yeah man, today's video is going to cover how to mix your vocals over guitar sampled rap beats. I mean, these beats are going to be here for now until the end of the year, as well as next year. I believe that's my weather forecast for the beats. But yeah man, pretty much I get messages all week on doing a Polo G vocal effect, on doing a Young Thug and Gunna and all the punk rap artists as well, so obviously the sound is here to stay, so I thought might as well just create a vocal chain that's going to cater to you, kind of floating over those types of beats but still has that aggression. So I've kind of created a nice analog workflow which we're going to be following. That's going to be our vocal chain for today. That's kind of a vocal chain that I've seen used many times over in bigger recording studios. So with that being said man, don't forget to like and subscribe if you're new to the channel, and I will check out another side. Let's get it.
Pull up in a white Porsche, look like cocaine. She think that I remember, I don't know her name. I'm rolling backwoods up just to numb the pain. I put a 4 in the Sprite and hopped on a plane. Boy, remember when? Yeah, remember when? Boy, remember when? Yeah, remember when? Yeah, I jumped up off the porch like, damn, I need a white horse.
And I was too tired yesterday to finish the song, so that's where we ended up man. But we got a cool solid chorus which we'll be running through, you know what I mean. If you like the sound, stick around. I have not done all of my labeling today, even though yesterday I did a Polo G. You see, I thought I was going to do a Polo G, but I ended up not. It's kind of just generalized it. But yeah, we got our BG lefts, we got our BG rights, background vocals which we'll run through. But yeah, so let's kind of jump into it. So I've got our main vocal right here, and the way I mixed it this time round is to kind of go for a traditional approach, right? I think I'm going to try and keep it a lot simpler in the tutorial. So there are quite a few plugins, but we are doing just a little bit, so we are emulating as if we are running through an SSL console. You know how I do it. First off, here's the auto tune. I know a lot of people want to see the auto tune. So this is the auto tune settings. I wanted to go a bit more aggressive, but I thought I might as well tune it back a little bit. There was one section I might have tuned a bit more, but for the overall performance it was fine. 8 retune speed, man. I really love Autotune 8.1. I think the newest one does have this algorithm. To me it just sounds amazing. Can't really get any other sounds with it, but yeah. So after Autotune, man, for those who know about my template format, all these green channels are all the different vocal chains we can record through. So by default, you open up this FLP and then you're running into the main vocals channel, and that's where you can then listen to your Autotune, and then from the main vocal section you can run straight into the vocal chain, and that's where all the effects are going on. You've got your double channel which runs into the all vocals channel, because all the processing is done there. We've got the ad-libs, we've got the background left and right, as you saw over right over there. So there you go. And yeah, so on the main vocal we've got our, let's take a listen to the vocals without. I know someone in the comment section is going, he didn't bypass the vocals, you know what I'm saying? So here we go man, so you can take a listen. Very bass heavy now that I listen to it.
Pull up in a white Porsche, look like cocaine. She think that I remember, I don't know her name. I'm rolling backwoods up just to numb the pain.
And yeah, so pretty bass heavy. Obviously, it's not toned, it's not carved.
Pull up in a white Porsche, look like cocaine. She think that I remember, I don't know her name.
Now, the reason it was so loud in bypass mode, I clipped my converters yesterday. That's one style you can use to make your vocal sound a bit more aggressive. Is actually just, you need a certain type of audio interface. I don't know if all of them can clip really nicely, but mine hard clip at 0 dB. So as you can see, on certain parts.
Pull up in a white Porsche, look like cocaine.
Like, it just clips, you know what I mean, and it sounds good to my ears. So, that's why I did that. You could obviously, I'll add a plugin here where you can use the Fruity Soft Clipper. I've got a little secret technique which I'll add for you. I might as well show it to you. Is the Channel 7 Air Windows plugin, which you can try out as well, as amazing to clip your vocals. But nonetheless, SSL vocal chain, you could use this EQ. This is what I'm vouching for these days. Unfortunately, Mac users, you can't use this, but you can use a Fruity EQ instead of this plugin. But yeah, man, SSL EQ, you guys know how I do it. 200 cut, 200 cut, and then just a little boost here and there. I barely change it. As I said, I like to use this SSL channel as a reference point to how my rough mixes are sounding, because I generally know by now what I like in the headphones when recording. So I know, okay, cool, that's mixable, or maybe wait, let me try and reconfigure the microphone positioning. I know a lot of people who use my templates, they might say, hey man, the vocal effect didn't work first time round. And what I recommend you do is you disable all the other channels besides maybe 1 or 2 plugins that you like. I would generally keep the compressor, I would keep the delay and the flanger, just so I can kind of get a bit of feel, but at the same time, I'm not fooling myself, into saying if the microphone is here and I'm like, oh yeah, it sounds good, it's like, nah. Try and get your microphone as best as possible, and then start bringing in each effect so that you can get the best sound possible. Because, for example, one plugin could mess up the whole vocal chain, for example, if you don't carefully look for it. But yeah, and then again, some people just get amazing vocals. I mean, I get songs sometimes on the phone and it's like, it sounds so good, and I'm like, okay, you guys even did a better job than me, so I'm glad these do work. But nonetheless, man, after SSL EQ, which is kind of like our analog style, equalization, toning, if you want to call it that, I go into a Fruity Parametric EQ2, where I do I don't want to get too crazy with manipulating the vocal. We want to keep it really simple, kind of rock star, not do too much to it. From there on out, we keep it simple again, just into the Fruity Compressor. These are the settings I decided to use. I think I just tweaked the attack time, from 15 to 19, just to kind of give the initial transients, the beginnings of each word, kind of give them space to pass through just a little bit. This is generally quite a fast attack. I keep the ratio 2 to 1. For some reason, the Fruity Limiter and Fruity Compressor, and I'm pretty sure they use the exact same algorithm, they sound really good at 2 to 1. So if you are beginner to compression, definitely use 2 to 1 as a ratio. I was doing it back in my day, and I still do it today, right? So works for me. I'm using a soft type of compression knee, just so the compressor kind of smooths in instead of just kind of aggressive knee starts, just like how the hard knee would. But yeah, that's pretty much it, man. Again, keep it simple. Let me just get rid of that. I use these 3 plugins in series just to kind of, give a bit of stereo to the vocal. You know what I mean? I like to do it. It just works for me for some reason. Just sounds good. And then I use the NS1 because what did I do? I had the vocal so loud that I needed a bit of a noise gate, because I was picking up a bit of this is old microphone, so it is what it is. But yeah, man, after that, this is new to this style. I'm using a Pultec style equalizer. Now you could use the free one that I know is the one that I can vouch for is the Modern Black Dragon. Unfortunately, it's 32-bit only, so Mac won't work, but you can use the Ignite Amps PTEX or something like that. It is like a blue plugin, kind of looks like a Pultec, and yeah, it sounds pretty good, man. So yeah, that's what I do. I attenuate the bass, basically, meaning at 100, right, low frequency, I remove some of the bass from the vocal, and then at 4000 hertz, with this kind of broad bandwidth, mess around with this bandwidth knob. Sharp kind of gives you a real pokey sounding EQ, whereby broad kind of gives you this overall boost around the designated frequency. So we got 4000 hertz and that boost around there, sounding really cool. And on top of that, I then attenuate at 20,000 hertz just to kind of smooth the vocal out. You can definitely hear the difference when I turn it off.
Pull up in a white Porsche, look like cocaine. She think that I remember, I don't know her name. I'm rolling backwoods up just to numb the pain. I put a 4 in the Sprite and hopped on a plane.
That's kind of where we get that real tone going on, you know what I mean? It's like, okay, cool, now most of the bass has been removed, and then we kind of get that poke. Pultec is a really nice plugin for that. I never used to like these plugins, I mean the style of hardware per se, right? Imagine we're in a big studio now, and we're using a Pultec, but it just sounds nice. I quite like it. So yeah, new, man, I'm really enjoying this plugin right here, man. The Waves MV2. I think certain Waves plugins don't sound good, but a lot of them do, right? When they do their job, they just work, like I'm sure 80% of the rap industry is fueled by Waves plugins. So right, legal or illegal, pay for your stuff, man. It's good. I got this with the Waves Gold bundle. I recommend that you cop yourself the Waves Gold bundle. What else am I using from the Waves Gold bundle? The L1. All right, great stuff. Whenever Waves is on sale, Black Friday is coming up, just cop yourself the Waves Gold bundle. I think it's something that you can definitely have for a very long time. I think I've had these for ever since this room was finished. I purchased, I remember saying, I want to get a new Waves bundle. I think I had only the NS1, so I got the Waves Gold bundle. But yeah, all the vocals go into this. But yeah, man, so next thing we have is the doubles. All right, so we got doubles right there. We got our double, and we go into a fast distortion, right, into an EQ, kind of creating this weird telephone effect, and then into a eventide instant flanger. Really cool plugin. You could use the flangers. I've just been trying this out, as I said. I don't think I've said this before, but yeah, I've been enjoying this plugin lately. But yeah, man, then I go into the MV2 just to kind of add some bite to it, you know what I mean? And yeah, and then I go into a reverb right then and there. So yeah, ad-libs, I use a SSL saturator right there just to kind of drive the vocal sound. So where are our ad-libs? Yeah, that's cool. Same thing, flanger. That EQ really helps. And then this, you could use a fruity fast distortion, it doesn't really matter. Just adds a bit of grit to it. You know what I mean? Just lifts up the vocal just a little bit. But yeah, man, I'm not really doing too much on the effect side of things today. I was using my H3000. I've been messing around with it. And so what I did in today's video was... So if you watch my Instagram story, so I was messing around with this earlier, and these are the actual ones that I used in the Instagram story. So these are actually recorded hardware, and whereby this makes your life really unnecessary. Like, it's complicated to patch everything and whatnot, but it kind of works when it works, But the problem is I only have one, and that's where software comes in. So the battle between analog, digital, if I just said this was digital, you wouldn't know the difference, but there's something broken about it. There's something broken in the timing that I just didn't change, and it just adds something, you know what I mean? So you could use a general delay right there. It doesn't really matter. But yeah, parallel to the main vocal, what I'm doing is just a little bit of parallel compression. Lift the volume up crazy with the 1176 style plugin. There are lots that you can go and find, and then just drop the level, so you kind of just leave with the distortion of the plugin. I don't think this UAD one sounds amazing, but it does give you something. If I was to lift this,
cocaine. She think that I remember, I don't know her name. I'm rolling backwards up just to numb the pain. I put a 4 in the Sprite and hopped on a plane. Boy, remember when?
Jeez, my fader is dying. Anyway, man, that's pretty much all I could give you on this video. There's not much else that I would talk about. On the beat, I didn't do much. I actually just remixed the beat myself and sent it to some outboard gear and then back in, because the original beat just was a bit weak. So my advice for that is definitely tweak your beat as much as possible, then make the beat as loud as possible, and then drop the level of that. I think all I did was drop the level, and then mix your vocals on top of it, and it makes the mixing a lot easier. Flimsy beats definitely make for weaker sounding vocals. So yeah, man, purchase link in the description if you want to cop this template. There will be a free VST version, and yeah, man, feel free to comment below asking any questions. Feel free to recommend any artists you'd like to see me cover, and I will try to do it. I cannot confirm I'll do it. But yeah, man, regardless, shout out Notification Squad. I'll check you out next time. Peace out.